All right, welcome back, everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I am back, and it is time for another Starcraft 2 1 vs 1 replay cast. We are going to be casting two of the best European players today. I actually cast a fair bit of non-TvZ on the channel lately, and after like a few videos of that, I was like, oh man, I got to cast myself some TVP. And so here we are on the map Eternal Empire, and one of these two top European pros, it is Liquid Clem. And now Clem, the rising star, is going to be taking on Elazer, who is a solid Zerg as always. Elazer has shown his incredible performances in the past, excuse me, and yeah, he's incredibly good. He's not someone to ever sleep on. I know he isn't at the forefront of people's minds when they think of European pros, but he's got the results, he's got the skill to back it all up, and so you can't sleep on Elazer or do him dirty. I have no doubt of his ability to beat Clem. I'd say maybe Clem's like 55% favored, but Elazer is he's no slouch whatsoever. Now we've got just normal openings for both these players. So ladies and gentlemen, seeing as how we have got an excellent match of Starcraft 2, I imagine, upcoming. I'm pretty sure to bet that it will be an amazing match anyway. So let's try and hit that like button. Let's try and break, let's go for 66 likes on this video. That would be absolutely amazing if we could hit that many likes. And then, yeah, we've got a Reaper on the way for Clem, Command Center, double hatch for Elazer, so a very quick third hatchery on the way, which is quite notable, I'll say. I guess just wants that done as soon as possible, not to have to worry about it being blocked or anything like that. Every Zerg kind of has their own style when it comes to taking their hatchery. Clem's SCV Scout now arrives at the natural base of Elazer. It's going to go towards the third and say, wow, that is a quick third. Good on you, Elazer. Clem will probably be pretty darn sure there's no early lings coming his way off the back of this, so he doesn't have to worry about anything like that. Double queens are on the way for Elazer. Clem just getting up his reactor, getting up his factory, made his one marine to shoo away the Overlord. As a Terran, you usually want to make one marine at least, because it prevents the Overlord from hanging around. It can help you if there is some sneaky lings at some point. Yeah, just something that you gotta squeeze in as a Terran. Now, Clem, interestingly enough, is gonna throw up a third command center already, which is very notable. Going for such a macro play. I mean, Elazer's third was incredibly quick, but as far as third bases go for Terran, this is very quick. Third base before second gas, before he's made his first round of Hellions. Such a quick third command center. Clem, behind this, even throws up another barracks right away. So going to be further delaying his Hellion production, then getting up a tech lab as well. Clem really isn't in a rush to get any of these Hellions out, which I'll say is quite curious. The Reaper for Clem is hanging around for now. He's got the timings mapped out so well for his Reaper. Probably realizes, all right, so you got a third base up incredibly quick. You got a natural up. That means speed is going to be done maybe a little bit later than usual. The Reaper will have to start heading on home soon, as speed is just about 10 seconds done, and that ends the Reaper era. Now, oh, look at this. Okay, so Clem's only going to make the 2 Hellions, and then he's going to start producing Marines right away off the back of this. So that factory's goal was really just to make a reactor. So Clem going to have very quick bio off the back of this third base. He's on 2 racks production. Because he floated that add-on over, he's making Marines quicker than you usually would. And he's got all this Marine production off the back of 2 gases. I mean, he's got his Hellions to poke and prod Elazer a little bit. But I find this quite an interesting build from the Terran player. Elazer behind this, though, is doing all the right things, it would seem. Getting out his drones, defending versus the Reaper and Hellion pokes. Getting up spores now, because this could be the usual, say, Banshee timing upcoming soon. However, looks like there won't be a Banshee. It's just going to be very early Marine Medivac drops. As look at this, another add-on prepped and ready for this starport. So it's going to be very quick stim off the back of a third base. So very early Terran aggression. comboed with a very strong Terran economy. I really like this build from Clem. Now, I imagine it would have some weaknesses to, say, some Roach play or something like that. But as far as choices go, I really, really do enjoy this. Elazer, interestingly enough, walls this location off and then starts attacking these rocks. I suppose worried about Clem maybe using tanks and Widow Mines and things there. So I'll say that was interesting, how he was walling that and then killing the rocks at the same time. Seems a little counterproductive. However, I guess he really does just want this opened up, and he canceled the one building there. Clem is now going to have a starport with 2 medivacs. Well, he's got his starport done. He made 2 medivacs. He's now going to be moving out with these Marines, so he's got a very reasonable time to Marine drop, but then he's also got his 3rd base done. He's got a tank coming out behind this to help defend. He doesn't have to worry about any Ling counterattacks for the minute, but that could definitely be a possibility later on. Clem's even bringing his Reaper with this to potentially use a grenade to mess up Elazer's defense a little bit. In come these Marines. They're now going to stim forward. Elazer was kind of in the dark as far as what Clem was doing up until this point. The Marines are going to start kiting back against the Lings. The Reaper hasn't tossed down its grenade just yet, but looks like Clem cuts up a few of the Lings, gets a couple creep tumors, and is going to be pulling back until he's ready to go on in again with these medivacs. 1-1 is now on the way for Clem. We have got centrifugal hooks. A Spire on the way. Let's see. Alright, there are those Marines charging forward. They're going to have to load up and evacuate, though, as Elazer gets a wraparound on them. Nice couple of pickoffs there for the Terran. No 4th base in sight for the Zerg just yet, so Elazer's being a little pinned down. All the while behind this, Clem's already getting up a 2nd factory, so going to have a lot of siege tank production. His extra barracks are now starting to get on up too. So barracks number 3 and 4, interestingly enough, where he's already got 3 out. So then going for 4 and 5. Now, Elazer is going to be going for those counterattacks that I was talking about. I imagine Clem should have a wall up and probably going to park a tank by the wall, if I had to guess. So Clem just seems to be playing a very smart game. Of course, Elazer, he's been poked and harassed a little bit, but nothing too significant. So he's doing a good job. He is getting up that 4th base. He's now getting out the mutas, so this is going to create a lot of possibility for the Zerg to do something this match, as these mutas are going to be able to create windows for Elazer to get some damage, whether it's harassing, shutting down medivac drops. He is going to have to be careful, though, when it comes to defending his 4th base. There's absolutely no creep spread up to this location, and Elazer's actually just going to go off creep against this, but look at this, a big surround for the Zerg player. Elazer shuts down the tanks and is going to be pushing Clem all the way back. Clem did not have time to get that attack set up. Elazer figured, right, if I'm going to defend against this, I have to take the fight now, and he did. He's got more Lings coming forward. He shut this attack down, killed off a lot of tanks, and is potentially going to be able to keep pushing Clem as far back as possible. The 4th base stayed alive. Creep is now going to be able to start spreading past this hatchery. So that's really, really well done by Elazer. He's going to have his own 1-1 upgrades done soon, so he'll be tied on upgrades with Clem. Clem has only started the +2 attack as well. We should be seeing the armor start momentarily. The mutas, though, are now going to start putting pressure on the Terran player. A couple of SCVs getting picked off. A turret has been made, though, to dissuade these mutas. Thor's now on the way for Clem. He does have that armor upgrade on the way, so he hasn't forgot it. No armor upgrade or attack upgrade for Elazer yet, so he hasn't started his own 2-2 yet. Instead, he's spent a lot of money on his Mutalisk. He's probably going to want to make a round of Banelings here soon. And for now is actually just busy microing these mutas like a god. Although, as I say that, oh my god, I totally just jinxed Elazer. Oh no! Oh, Elazer, why? Oh god, Clem just killed every single darn Mutalisk. I was gonna say, I totally jinxed him. Gosh darn it, Elazer, I'm sorry. Oh, that was so horrible. I mean, usually, sometimes we'll see mutas fly over Marines and you'll lose a few, but Elazer just lost, like, all of his firepower. He's now gonna be fighting Clem one-handed. He's making some more mutas, but he's like, great, I have 6 Mutalisk when I could have had 19 at this point in the game. This is an absolute disaster for Elazer. He is so far behind in this game. Like, I wouldn't have blamed Elazer if he just auto-GG'd at this point in the game. Elazer's trying to get a more forward hatchery to expand his empire, but Clem's going to be like, no, you don't get to take a forward hatchery and throw away all your Mutalisk. Elazer is trying to get up his Mutalisks once again, and he is going to be trying to push Clem back. They're on equal upgrades, so I guess it's kind of now or never. But take a look at this. Yeah, Clem just shutting the Elazer down. He doesn't have as much firepower as he would have with the Mutas. He doesn't have to keep as many units as at home. Clem doesn't have to because there's simply not as many Mutas to threaten him. Looks like Banelings are rolling forward, and this attack will be shut down for the most part. There's a few units. Does Clem have reinforcements rallying across? He's got him out, but he isn't rallying them across yet. Looks like he will end up killing Elazer's 5th base. For now, this base for Elazer really is just to buy time for the Zerg to hopefully have a comeback after such an awful, awful mistake. All right, we see the Queens are going to be engaging. Lings, Mutas moving forward. All right. Marines charging forward. Elazer's under a lot of pressure. He did just have another round of Banelings finish up. These units are quite stimmed. The Mutas are doing everything they can. Elazer is trying to hold on. Clem's army has just been cleared just barely, time and time again. The Mutas are fighting against these units. Transfuse even gets used on one of them to keep it going a little bit longer. Lings are rallying forward as these units are overstimmed. It looks like Elazer will be able to push Clem back to his planetary fortress, which is his anchor. Now, Clem is scanning. He sees Elazer does have this 5th base location up, so he does have another hatchery up. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Elazer take this location soon as well, because at some point I imagine he is going to have to give up the space once Clem comes in for a really big attack. Elazer, though, is trying to buy as much time as he can. In the meantime, send some Lings out. Clem's going to micro against these, but yeah, these Lings will be dispatched nicely by the Terran player. Elazer has had a little bit of time to catch his breath, as he has managed to get up to a hive. He does start that extra base, which is good to see. Already just wanting to take more bases. And Elazer, despite making such a massive mistake, is still in this game. He's done everything else right. It's not like he's made any other mistakes except that one giant one. We see a few Banelings going to roll forward now for Elazer, forcing Clem to split his army. The Terran player is going to be looking to test the Zerg, bait him into a bad fight, hopefully. The Mutas are out on the map looking for whatever they can, but they're not going to be able to engage this, I don't think, when there's 2 Thors in the mix. And so Elazer literally does just say, right, I can't fight a Thor army with 2/2 bio at this point, so I'm just gonna send my drones over to this other location. One thing that really does concern me this game, though, for Elazer is, with having to replace all of his Mutas, he was never able to afford to start his 2/2, which is such a big mistake for the Zerg player. He's going to be fighting 3/3 Terran bio without his own 2/2, at least for a little bit of time, and if Clem can capitalize on that, his units will simply not die to the Zergs. They will cut through them like a hot knife through butter. It's going to be all about the Banelings for Elazer, I think, whether they get good connections or not. I mean, the Mutas are causing Clem a lot of grief at his natural base, which is good to see for the Zerg getting something done, but man, without his upgrades, with Clem already having his +3 attack done, I am super, super concerned for Elazer right now. The Banelings are going to roll forward. They get decent connections on the Terran bio. Trading Banes for bio is usually what you do as a Zerg. Does he have enough, though, to trade out? Clem's going quite far on the bio, quite far onto the creep. How well will the connections be? The answer is not good enough. Elazer is getting a lot of damage done at Clem's natural. Will he be able to force him off? Will he be able to hold? Reinforcements for Clem are really tied up at the minute by these Mutas. Elazer does need to micro those, by the way, but he's so focused on shutting down this attack on the front. The Adrenal Gland Lings do take care of the Thor. They have Adrenal Glands, but they only have 1/1 upgrades, so the Lings are a little bit odd, having a high attack rate, but not high attack damage. Elazer has seemingly held on, though. He's making 10 more Mutas, which is good, seeing as how he lost most of his, really. He's lost 30 Mutas this game. He's firing up another 13. This is going to really cut into his gas bank, though, preventing him from making a lot more Lings and Banelings. He does even have 1 Ultra on the way now. Is getting towards his 2/2. The question is Clem going to give Elazer the time of day to be able to hold on, stabilize, get up his 2/2 upgrades? Because if he does, Elazer is in an infinitely better position. 14 Banelings are about to finish now for Elazer. These Lings, Banes, and Mutas are going to move forward. What are the connections like? The answer is okay. The Mutas and the Lings will be enough to chase this away. I mean, Elazer's not not getting away with this for free. He's trading out a lot of mutas. Looks like he does almost get the Thor. Clem was microing that Thor like a god, but for the most part, the Terran army is pushed back. There's now even going to be a single Ultra to help out for Elazer. He's going to have his 2-2 upgrades finishing up, which will be such a benefit for him. He's been fighting 3-3 bio with 1-1 upgrades, which you simply can't really do in StarCraft 2. Elazer, though, now his 2-2 is finished. He's going to surge forward. The adrenal glands on the Lings will now be so much more effective as well. Queen's even forward to help deal with these Liberators. The mutas can help too. There is a decent chunk of Banelings for Elazer. However, unfortunately for him, his creep has been pushed backwards. This means Clem has no issue at all getting up on this base. Clem is trying to land a command center here. Elazer's trying to retake this hatchery, so a lot else is going on the map that these players are focusing forward, but Clem's bio is really clumped up. Banelings get some good connections. The Liberators are taken care of. The Ultralisk is being transfused by Elazer, keeping it alive, and he will force Clem back once again. Elazer is just barely hanging on. Time and time again, the Zerg player has been playing a really good defensive game against Clem. He's even shutting down his hatchery, which is or his command center, which is such a pain for Clem to deal with, just little things like that. I mean, it's still not... Elazer still isn't out of the woods yet, though. Yes, he has got chitinous plating for his ultras. He's now even making corruptors, which are going to help him out infinitely when it comes to dealing with Liberators, picking off medivacs and such. He's got a decent number of ultras to help strengthen up his army. However, he is still down 40 army supply compared to his opponent. So if Elazer can hold on, get another round or two of production out before Clem attacks, his odds of defending this will be much better. We even see Elazer morphing some Banelings. Looks like he's going to try and hit this planetary. He's got Ultras on one side, Banelings on the other. Those Banelings can't jump down that cliff, though. So, as a matter of fact, they're just going to be pulled towards the front. And this is the new front for the battle. But Clem, with his Liberators, is going to have a really good time fighting on this ramp, I feel. He's got 3-3 bio. The Widowmines are going to be able to set off on this location. We see Banelings rolling down the ramp. They get some okay connections. Queen's trying to do what they can. Transfusing the Ultras is going a long way. The bio for Clem is quite stimmed up. Friendly fire. Widowmine's dealing a bit of damage to both players. Thors are going down. Ultras are trying to push forward, getting transfused once again to stay alive a little bit longer. These players have been trading out so much this game. StarCraft 2 is amazing, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it seems that all the games we've been casting lately are just such high action. I'm just talking nonstop. There's almost no downtime with these pro players constantly fighting each other. Elazer even has like an Ultra, 2 mutas and 3 Lings out here just to secure that watchtower. Now, 3-3 is on the way for Elazer. An Ultra is on the way too. +3 armor on the way. Neosteel, Starport, all that good stuff. Yeah, Corruptors are trying to do what they can. Ultras are trying to move down. So far, I mean, things look okay for Elazer. I mean, he's got up to a decent amount of supply. He will need to push this army back again, like he's done time and time again. Infestors do get taken care of. Elazer was trying to squeeze out a few of those with their good AoE damage. Unfortunately, he will be getting pushed away by Clem. He's now going to take a fight, but the hatchery is already done, so it's kind of like fighting for nothing. Corruptors are picking off medivacs, which is nice, seeing as how Clem's bio is very stimmed over that last fight. Wasn't good enough for Elazer, would seem. A fungal does get tossed down on Clem's army, though. Going to pick off a lot of these units. Elazer has lost a lot of units, though. He's on half supply. Clem's bio is still trading out, even though it's so red. Most of the queens are gone. A lot of Elazer's supply is just in the Corruptors in the sky, too. Besides that, he's really just got a handful of units, and he's put up one heck of a fight. But I don't know, he seems to be in trouble now. Corruptors and Ultras are moving forward to try and take care of the Liberators, but Elazer just losing too much, and I think it all really dates back to the original 13 mutas that he lost for nothing. We saw a really good ZVT from Elazer, I feel, but you can't have a mistake like that so early in a game of StarCraft 2. Losing 13 mutas at the 20-minute mark silly is a lot better than losing them at, what, the 10-minute mark that Elazer did. So unfortunately, we had Elazer kind of just blunder that match. Clem, he played a solid game, doing everything right for the most part, playing the way Clem does. But yeah, I mean, if Elazer didn't lose his mutas, I feel he definitely could have won that game, as he is such a good Zerg player. Ladies and gentlemen, though, as per usual, hit that like button, subscribe, join the Discord, follow me on Twitter, consider becoming a member to the channel. I'll see you next time. This has been LaughNgamez. Thanks for watching.